Did you just buy your first skateboard, or you've been wanting to buy your first skateboard, but you've got no idea what to do once you get to the skate park? Watch this video because I'm gonna go step by step of how to build confidence, stay safe, and just have fun while you're progressing on your skateboard. Let's go. All right, so some of the key things we're gonna go over are what you need to wear, the safety gear you need to have, and basically how to find out what stance you are when you wanna ride, and just how to ride a skateboard in the safest way possible while learning. All right, so if you haven't been keeping up with the channel, my name's Justin. I'm a 30-year-old skateboarder from Melbourne's West in Australia. I'm also 130 kilos, so I'm definitely on the heavier side, as you can see. The channel's goal is basically to show people that you don't have to be a certain size, color, age to pick up skateboarding. And if you haven't done it before, but you want to, I highly recommend you pick up the board because it is one of the most rewarding sports there is. I've been skating with my son, which is out there. He's 10 years old. He's been skating for 9 months. So that's basically when we started the channel after I came back after a 10-year break. And it is one of the best things skating with him. Like, skating with my kids is amazing. I love also the fact that I've picked up all my old friends that I skated with, 15 years ago. But it's one of the most rewarding sports there is. So I definitely recommend, if you do want to pick up the sport, definitely watch the rest of this video, because it's one of the things that I'm going to go over is basically what you need to do it safely and just have as much fun as you can. All right, so step one of wanting to skateboard is obviously working out a skateboard. So you need to buy a skateboard. I highly, highly recommend you do not go to, say, Kmart, or if you're in America, like Walmart. Don't get a skateboard from there. They are cheap, 100%, I get that. And if you're just starting, you want to get something cheap. So that way, if you don't keep it up, you haven't spent a lot of money. But I definitely will tell you that if you get a cheap skateboard from there, you are going to have so much trouble trying to learn, because it is actually a lot harder to learn on those skateboards, even old struggle. So I recommend going to a local skate shop or even marketplace on Facebook. Get something that people have already used cheap, so that way you're not spending a whole lot of money. When you go to a skate shop, you get intimidated because you got so many decks on the wall, so many trucks, wheels, so many options that you just don't know what to do to put anything together. You can always ask them, but all you need to do to start off is go buy a complete skateboard, which in Australia, you'd spend around $100 for a complete that's got trucks, wheels, bearings, grip tape, and a deck. And they're fine to start with. Now, personally, I wouldn't ride those if you are trying to learn like proper tricks, but to start and get your balance right, pushing and all that kind of stuff, I highly recommend getting a complete. Size-wise is completely different for every single person. I'm 30, I've got a size 11 foot. That doesn't necessarily mean I have to ride an 8.5, which is what I ride. This is an 8.5. This is Mason's board, this is an 8. It is drastically smaller. You probably personally wouldn't see it. Me as a skateboarder, I definitely see an 8 to an 8.5 is a lot smaller under my feet. But if you are just wanting to learn, I recommend getting something a little bit wider. 8.5, probably a little bit too wide. I'd probably go, say, an 8.25. It all depends on 100 things. Are you, say, 8 years old to maybe 15 years old or even younger trying to learn to skateboard? I'd definitely start with an 8. Back in the day, there used to be, well, there still is, but there is a 7.75, and they're just really, really small. So I kind of steer clear from them unless you're like, say, 6 years old or under. But if you're between the, let's just say 6 to 15 and you're a shorter kid, smaller kid, I'd recommend getting an 8. And if you're an adult, I'd probably recommend getting, say, an 8.25 to an 8.5, just to have a bit more stability on something like this, where if you're a kid, this is going to feel probably like a door. And you don't want to be riding on that, because you will be able to roll around, but you won't actually be able to comfortably turn and do all that kind of stuff. So I recommend, if you are smaller, get an 8. If you are an adult or a bigger guy like me, get an 8.25 to an 8.5, and you'll be sweet in that ballpark range. All right, so step 2, I'm going to talk about safety gear. Now, you don't have to have the best of the best, but I highly recommend starting with a helmet at least, pair of elbow pads and a pair of knee pads. I paid a lot of money for mine, but that's because I'm skating properly to the point where I'm doing tricks and I want to have as much safety as possible. Where my helmet cost me $150 in Australia, my elbow pads were about 100, and my knee pads were 200. So like I said, you don't have to invest in something like this straight away. But if you do have the funds and you think you're going to be doing it for a long time, I highly recommend it. Otherwise, you can just go to Walmart if you're in America, or Kmart if you're here, and just buy a cheap pair of pads just to get you going. All right, so step 3, we're going to talk about our apparel, but the main thing we will be talking about is our shoes. Now, I highly recommend, if you can afford it, get a pair of skate shoes. They don't have to be expensive, but these are designed for skateboarding. And the reason being is you can feel the board really well with skate shoes, to the point where if you're wearing a normal pair of shoes, like say Crocs, don't recommend Crocs because they are just so dangerous to skate in. Crocs, say heels or some platform shoes, you won't feel your board, so you will have no idea what your board's doing underneath of you. And feeling your board while skating is a massive, massive part of skateboarding. And you'll understand, if you do one to the other, how much more important having skate shoes are. Now, clothing wise, don't wear anything heavy, and to the point where I'm saying don't wear any massive jackets, massive cargo pants, to the point where your pants are going under your shoes. And if you are just beginning, I recommend wearing some long sleeve, maybe some pants, to the point where if you do fall, you're not going to slide and hurt your arms and all that kind of stuff. But just be realistic when you're wearing clothing. Now, skateboarding is a way of life, and that's how most skateboarders will tell you. It's not a sport, it is actually a lifestyle. So you can wear whatever you feel comfortable in skateboarding. But just to begin, it's a good idea to wear some long sleeves and some pants, just to have that extra protection if you do fall. All right, so you've got everything you need to start skateboarding. You've got your board, your shoes, your clothes, and your pads, and you're ready to hit the park. Another thing to remember is, if you're learning to skateboard, the skate park may not be the best place during peak times. So if you can get there while everyone's at school, work, that's the best time to get there. It will usually be dead to the point where there's no one there. If not, your best bet is to come to a basketball court, tennis court, something like that, to the point where it's a nice flat area. You will usually have no one here. And if there is anyone here, I don't recommend coming on here, because this is obviously not for what this sport is. But if you can get out here, get out here. And now what we've got to do is check what stance you are. So what we'll do is we'll work out what foot you're going to have forward to know which stance you are, either a goofy or regular skateboarder. All right, so let's determine what stance you are. You're either a goofy skateboarder with your right foot forward, or you're a regular skateboarder with your left foot forward like I am. There are 100 different methods you could use to determine what way you're going to skate. Not every time they're going to be true. But what we can do is we can determine either by kicking a football or a ball. If you kick the ball with, say, your right foot, that'll typically be your back foot when you skate. Or you can have somebody push you, so you can stand up nice and tall. Someone can push you, or either just fall forward. And whatever foot you use to catch yourself, that foot that you're going to push off the ground with will typically be your front foot. So if I'm a regular skateboarder, I use my left foot forward. So by falling, I'm going to use my right foot to catch me, but I use my left foot to push off. So that is my front foot. Once you've determined your stance and you know what position you're going to skate in, goofy or regular, now it's time to get on the board safely and be able to get off safely. I'm going to be pretending I'm riding this way. The best way to do this is to either find what I'm on now, like bark, grass, carpet, just so the board doesn't roll, so you can easily get on. There is ways to get on that once you're good at it, it'll be fine. But once you're learning, I recommend putting both feet on both trucks, and that's how you want to roll around. So you want to put one foot on the back trucks, one foot on the right trucks. Now, what you need to do to get on is not just to push and get on, because if you're on the flat ground, your board is going to want to roll pretty fast and you will fall. So put your back foot on your trucks, be very light, but be very fast and jump straight onto the board. So I'm putting a lot of pressure on my back foot, but I'm also not putting that much to where I'm pushing down off the ground. I'm kind of jumping and doing a little hop. So hop on, be quick, get the front foot on the bolts, and that's how you want to be on. Now, when you get better at skateboarding, you will have your back foot on the tail. That is so you can actually turn and be able to do a little kick turn if you need to. We don't need to worry about that right now. So have your front foot on your bolts, your back foot on your bolts, and have your knees slightly bent, so where your chest is kind of in line with that skateboard, and that's how you want to roll around. Now, to get off, we do the exact same thing. We kind of put our front foot on the ground, but we're going to do a little hopping motion. So we don't want to be very fast and very weightful on our back foot, because that's where the board will go. We want to be very light again and do a little hop off. And that's how we get off. Or you can jump off with 2 feet. Either way, you need to be very light getting off and fast. All right, so once you've learned how to get on the board safely and get off, now it's time to roll around. So you could either learn how to push now, or while you're still learning, you can get on the board in the right positioning and have somebody push you just a little bit so you can start rolling to see how it feels. But what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the step of learning how to push. Now, this can be quite hard, but you definitely need to learn how to do this safely. Now, there is two ways to push. One way is the correct way. The other way is not the correct way, but it does not matter, except the reason why I say not correct is if you learn how to do it this way, you may not be able to get out of it. And once you've learned how to do it this way, tricks can become actually quite hard. And being able to push really fast, get back on the board, do a trick is actually a lot more difficult pushing, let's just call it, it's called Mongo. So what you want to do is have your front foot at the front of the board on the bolts facing forward, but on a slight little bit of an angle. And you need to bend your knee, but have your chest right above your foot and your knee. That way it's not one line, it's a zigzag, but your chest and your head is directly on top of your foot. Have a lot of weight on that knee to the point where it doesn't move, and that's how you want to push. So it's like this, but you can see my knee is not moving whatsoever. Now, the second way to push is not the right way, but it is also a way you can learn, but I highly recommend not doing it, and it's pushing Mongo. So it's having your back foot on the back bolts facing forward, and you're pushing that way. Now, what's wrong about this is to get on the board, I've got to quickly get on and move my back foot to the tail. Now, pushing the correct way is having my foot on that position, which is the correct way, pushing, and then to get on the board is just putting my back foot on the tail and then just turning my front foot. So you can imagine just how much quicker that is in that motion compared to doing it this way, where I've got to get on and do that. That's too much movement and it's not necessary. Either way is fine to learn, but I highly recommend trying to push the right way with your front foot at the front of the bolts and using your back foot to push. All right, so we've learned how to get on the board. We've learned how to have the right positioning, the stance, learning how to push. Now we need to learn how to stop. It's not as easy as just slowing down and waiting for the board to stop. You're not going to have that opportunity every time. You're going to want to learn how to stop the board yourself. Now, there are different ways to do this. You can jump off if you have to, but I highly recommend jumping off with 2 feet. So getting on your board, jumping off with 2 feet. The reason for that is if you try to jump off with 1 foot, the board can take off. Now, another way to stop is to learn how to get in the position that we're going to use to push. So we're pushing. So if we want to stop in that sort of way, which is the correct way, the easiest way to learn and the best way to do it is to hover with your foot on the ground, and that's how we stop. So we put all our weight on the front foot to hold it on the board, and we slightly touch the ground with our other foot to basically slow us down. There are other ways where you can push down the tail and use your tail to stop. That's an advanced one. I wouldn't recommend trying that just straight away. Definitely try to do the one where we put our foot on the ground and slow down like that, or jump off with 2 feet. All right, so skateboarding is one of the hardest sports you can learn, and it's not going to take 5 minutes. It's going to take a lot of time, a lot of having fun, and just a lot of headache to learn this sport. But like I said in the start of the video, it is one of the most rewarding things you can do. You meet so many great people. The skateboarding community is one of the best communities in the world. And once you join it, you will understand that. Definitely take it slow. The more fun you have, the quicker you are going to learn. So I definitely recommend meeting people that are in the same boat as you to the point where they're learning and they're at your level, because that way you can back each other and you can learn off each other. But definitely just get out there, have fun, and you will pick it up pretty quick as long as you do all these steps that I've told you. If you haven't already, like this video, don't forget to leave a comment if you're just started skateboarding or if you've already skateboarded, or if there's any tips that you need me to talk about and I can go further into detail. Otherwise, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out, guys.